All right, welcome guys. We're here early for an NBA live stream. We got 5 games to go over, the 5-game main slate. This one, I'm ready to be tilted already because it's a tricky one. We have some teams that don't have anything to play for. We don't know for sure if their starters are going to get full run. You know, guys like Chicago, the Boston Celtics, right? They're locked in, but they have everyone resting. Does Tatum and Fournier play full minutes? We don't know. Does Vucevic play full minutes with Levine sitting? Don't know, right? So, right? It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I'll try to do my best to break it down. What's going on, guys? Thin skin, yeah, thin skin, thin skin. But that guy blocked me after he knew he was wrong. Yep, that made my night last night. The Saban Lee thing. Even though I lost, even though I took the big L with the line right. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, so let's talk about this slate, guys. Miles Bridges in, so that's one more body for the Hornets. Tough matchup. Even though they do have something to play for, it's like everyone's priced up, right? Derrick Rose's game time decision, but now he's in. He just got ruled in. Aaron Holiday out. We're still waiting on Sabonis and LeVert. That's pretty big because that will open up, a lot of value for the Pacers. James Harden will start. LeBron is in. Schroeder is in. Anthony Davis is in. Levine and Satoransky are out for the Bulls. Again, they have nothing to play for. Caruso in, but maybe held out. LeBron and Schroeder won't have a hard minutes limit, whatever the hell that means. Derrick Rose available. We got DeJounte and Rudy Gay out. I expected that. Again, the Spurs should be decently thin, resting most of their main guys. And that is where we're at right now. All right, so let's go. Is Bovada down right now? Let's go to basketball. Let's check out these odds. Okay, so Boston, Minnesota is a 232 over under. The T-Wolves are 5-point favorites with everyone out there for the Celtics. And Miami, the Bucks, that's the late game. Okay, so all right, I guess we will start off with Chicago and Brooklyn. Real quick, though, guys, if you're just coming in, if you could, leave a like button on the live stream. It does help me out a lot. Yeah, I think Randall's the safest. I think Randall's the safest by far. I think Cat's up there, too. Yeah. So, all right, Chicago and Brooklyn. The big news now, Levine out, even though they had on a list on Draftkings, and Satoransky out. So, we'll start Nikola Vucevic at 10.2K. The Bulls have nothing to play for. But this is a really good matchup. If you think Vucevic gets full run, I think he's a good spend up. My worry is, does he get full run? Right? Now, I did say that about Jokic. The Nuggets really had nothing to play for. And if that game would have stayed close, I think we probably would have got full run from Jokic, which really surprised me. And coaches can do weird stuff like that. So you never know. Vucevic could come out and play 38 minutes and absolutely smash and no ownership because everyone's worried about limited minutes. So I do have interest in Vooch. You got to proceed with caution a little bit there. Kobe White's my favorite play. He's a young guy, second year. I don't see him really being limited much, and I think he's going to play all the minutes he can handle. He gets a massive boost without Levine and Satoransky, so I like Kobe White now a lot. One of my favorite plays in the slate. Another guy that intrigues me, if you think he gets full run, is Thad Young. A couple high usage guys off this lineup now. And Thad Young, we know, is a guy that can go out and get you the peripheral stats. Up-tempo matchup. So, I do like Thad, but same thing with Vooch. It's like, does he get the full run? So, that's a little bit worrisome. Markkanen at 3.8 and Patrick Williams at 3.7 are both viable. I guess I would give that to Patrick Williams. I know the Mets have been down, but he probably has to play more now with all those guys out. I don't know if I can stomach a Garrett Temple. He will play more, but he's just such a low-usage guy. So, that's what I got right now for Chicago. Moving on to Brooklyn. So, on the Brooklyn side, I haven't heard of anything of a minutes limit. We have Harden will start Saturday's game and have an increased minutes limit. Okay, so he's increased. He played 26 the last game. Kevin Durant, we know, is no limit. And Kyrie Irving, I haven't seen anything of a limit. Again, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but I haven't seen anything on Kyrie being limited. So it's a tricky one, right? Because it's a good matchup. Both all three in. The pricing isn't amazing on these guys. So I think all three Nets of the main guys are firmly in play, but I think Harden is probably the riskiest because he is the most expensive. Plus, he is still going to be on a minutes limit, even though it's going to increase. So, no, there's no limit for sure in KD. I know that. Kyrie, I haven't seen anything. My guess is no. So I think KD and Kyrie would be my preferred Nets stars. Yeah, it's early, man. It's early. And I was up late last night, so yeah, need some coffee. So yeah, KD and Kyrie I think are the two guys to look to for Brooklyn. As far as value goes, with all three studs in, it's hard to get to anyone. The one guy I will mention is Claxton because he's played 23 minutes in back-to-back games here. We know he's actually a good point per minute guy. The issue is there's now a lot of really good value at the center position, right? We have the Spurs guys, we have the Celtics guys. So it makes it a little bit harder to prioritize him. But, yeah, I think Claxton is the other guy I'd look to. All right. Let's move on to the Lakers and Pacers. So on the Lakers side, Anthony Davis in, LeBron James in, but won't have a hard limit, and Schroeder in. So, I'm basically staying away from all the value here for the Lakers. So at the top, really, the only two guys I'm looking to are probably AD and LeBron. And I think I would give the edge to Anthony Davis. I haven't seen anything of him being limited. So, AD is probably my favorite Laker. LeBron is still viable because of the fantastic matchup. But, I don't know if he gets full run. So, I'll put LeBron in the same category as kind of like a Harden, right? Not out of play, but a little riskier because I don't know if he gets the full minutes. Whereas AD, I think, does get some pretty good minutes here. So, Anthony Davis is the guy I'm looking to for the Lakers. Yeah, great matchup here. I think he's firmly in play at the top. I just don't know if I can get to 7K Schroeder with both those guys healthy, plus maybe being limited. I mean, I guess you could always take the shot on Drummond, right? He can still go get you 40 in 20 minutes, but that just always tilts me. So yeah, that's kind of it here for the Lakers. Moving on to the Pacers. We don't have this news yet. Hopefully we get it soon. But Sabonis and LeVert are game time decisions. That is huge, obviously. So if they're both in, I actually don't mind either because even though it's a bad matchup, these guys are just going to get the massive minutes. They're going to play as long as this game stays competitive. So, and they're going to be super high usage. On a slate where a lot of stars are kind of question marks on if they're going to get full run or not, if Sabonis and LeVert play, as long as there's no limit, I expect them to both play 40 minutes here. So for that reason, I actually do like them, even though it's a bad matchup, because I feel pretty secure about them playing. Now, if they're both out, then I think what we want to do is look to a guy like TJ McConnell, who probably plays the entire game. He played 45 minutes last game. If he didn't hurt that thumb at the end of the second quarter, he would have played the full game. So McConnell would be a really solid play in the mid-range. And then we look to value guys. So Goga, if he starts, would be a good value. Justin Holiday had a big game last game. Doug McDermott. You can make the argument for O'Shea Brissett. Really, I think you would want to get at least one of these Pacers value guys in there, depending on what the starters do. So, yeah, that's it for the Pacers. All right, Hornets and Knicks. On the Hornets side, they do have something to play for. The issue is this is a matchup against the Knicks, plus Miles Bridges is back. Everyone priced up. I just have a hard time getting to anyone here. I do. I think LaMelo and Rozier are fine tournament plays. I think, LaMelo gets somewhere around 30 to 35 minutes. If he hits 35, he has a better chance of getting there. If he only plays 30, not as much. Again, Devontae Graham is into. Rozier, we know the minutes will be there. Production's been very up and down. I don't really want to play PJ with Bridges there. It's just these guys are too priced up for me. So I think there's a couple, viable GBP plays in those guards. But other than that's it. All right, so moving on to New York. This is a team we can go to with confidence. Because what we know with the Knicks, they play big minutes. Plus, they actually have something to play for here. So Randall, again, someone mentioned in the chat, he is by far the safest spend up on the slate and my favorite spend up on the slate. It's just because of the minutes. He's going to play about 40 to 45 minutes. Great matchup. And he's the one guy that, again, I'm confident he plays the big minutes. So I really like Randall for that reason. RJ Barrett, not a guy I like playing, but another situation of, hey, he's going to play big minutes, so he should play about 40, definitely viable. And Derrick Rose is in. Makes it a little bit trickier with him and Alec Burks. Alec Burks had the big game last game with D Rose in. That's definitely a downgrade to Burks. Both become riskier plays with, Burks in. Not saying either are out of play, but I'm not super confident with either Rose or Burks. Bullock, we know what the deal is with him. He'll play the big minutes. He's got to hit his threes. And last guy I'll mention is Nerlens Noel. Fair value. Again, though, there's so much center value that I have a hard time prioritizing Noel over some, maybe min price guys. Yeah, 47 minutes, 59 seconds for Randall. Exactly. All right, 2 games left, guys. We are at 200 viewers for a Saturday morning and 50 likes. If you could, leave a like button. Let's try to reach 100 before the end of the show. Don't know if we can do it, but yeah, let me get one more sip of coffee in here. All right. So, Phoenix and San Antonio. On the Phoenix side, correct me if I'm wrong, unless something really weird happens, I think if they're pretty much locked into where they are right now is what I'm saying. So, I think there's a chance maybe some guys get limited here. That's outside chance. Assuming that they get full run, then it's the same situation, right? Chris Paul, I think, is the safest option because he does the peripherals, whereas Booker has more of the upside. So, and then DeAndre Ayton is questionable. DeAndre Ayton misses. Then we look to Dario Saric, who started last game. He played 31 minutes. Assuming Ayton's out and Saric starts again, I like him for value. And then Kaminsky would play the backup 5. But other than that, I'm not going to get Bridges or Crowder. I think we can consider both guards here if you're confident they play full minutes. And then if Ayton's out, we can look to a guy like Dario Saric. All right, San Antonio. So we got the news that Murray and Gay are out. We're still waiting on the starting lineup. I guess I'll start with the bigs because the bigs, I think, we know what's going to happen here. Eubanks and Jang are going to split the center minutes. Eubanks is going to get all the ownership. This is exactly what happened last slate. You remember when this happened? I said, hey, everyone is going to play Drew Eubanks and no one's going to play Gorgie Jang. And Gorgie Jang smashed in similar run, and he was 1%, and Eubanks was 70%. So I like both centers. But just, take that in consideration, right? I think both get similar run. I think it's, pretty much down the middle with Eubanks and Jang. And if everyone's going to play Eubanks, I'm fine going to Jang. And I think you can even run both. There's obviously negative correlation. They're not going to be in the court at the same time. But they're cheap enough where they can both go out and get you 25 to 30 in 25 minutes. So they're both decent fantasy point per minute guys. Eubanks, Jang, I think both firmly in play here. All right. So the rest of the Spurs here, I'm looking to the younger guys like Lonnie Walker, Keldon Johnson. So how many healthy bodies do they have now? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cam Reynolds is now on this. Yeah, Rockets. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so hold on. Let me go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 healthy bodies? 9 bodies. I think everyone plays. Trey Jones might start. He started the last game. Not the best point per minute guy. I don't know if I would have a ton of interest. Where my interest lies is Keldon and Lonnie Walker, because this is where the offense is going to run. And I think both probably get, around 30-ish minutes. So I do like Lonnie. I do like Keldon for value, even though it's a bad matchup. These guys just get a pretty big usage bump with basically all the other main guys off the court. So where I'm looking to the bigs, and I'm looking to Keldon Johnson, and I'm looking to Lonnie Walker for the Spurs. All right, let's finish up with Boston and Minnesota. So on the Boston side, this is the tricky one, right? Because they're kind of locked into where they are. A lot of guys out. Does Tatum and Fournier, do they get full minutes if they play? And do they even play? They're both probable. I think there's a chance maybe both rest. So it's really tricky. I'm going back and forth on what I want to do with these Boston guys because, again, Denver in a meaningless game, everyone rested, and Jokic still played full minutes. If that game would have stayed close, I think Jokic would have played the full run. So it's coaches can do weird stuff at times. So it's if Tatum and Fournier play, there's a chance they play full minutes. And if they do, they're both going to crush in this matchup, right, with everyone out. So this is a really, really tricky one. I don't know what to do with these Boston guys. I don't. Tatum and Fournier, I like a lot. I just, right? It's like a Vooch. Do we get full run here? I don't know. Really tricky. Now, if both those guys end up resting, then it's just value galore. Then we look to Pritchard, Naismith, the centers Luke Cornett and Taco Fall. Jabari Parker becomes a play then. So there's a lot of guys that really open up if both those guys end up resting. Either way, the center spot, there's no Thompson or Robert Williams. So my guess is it's Luke Cornett that starts. Cornett's actually a decent point per minute guy. If he starts, we probably get around 25 minutes. So would like Cornett a good amount if he starts. They also have a couple other guys they can use. It might be taco season Taco Fall season. I'm not even kidding. A really good point per minute guy. Like, he could play 15 to 20 minutes. My one worry here is Brad Stevens is the absolute worst, and he could just run like Grant Williams or Semi Ojeleye for big minutes. Awful point per minute guys. I will never, ever play them. But they could get some center run, which would hurt, upside of guys like Cornette and even like a Taco Fall. So that is it for Boston. And finally, Minnesota. I'm guessing we get full run here. There's been no reason why we haven't seen any decline in minutes. And with a lot of guys out for Boston, like Cat should be able to feast here. So I actually really like Cat here at the top. With D'Lo and Edwards, I assume we get full run. Both, have upside. Both have been inconsistent though, so I would say more tournament plays. I'm not really looking to Rubio. I will mention Naz Reid played 31 minutes, kind of out of nowhere the last game. He's actually a pretty good point per minute guy, but like I don't know if I can trust that. They also have like Vanderbilt and Hernan Gomez and McDaniels that will get run, so a little bit like I don't know if I can go there. All right, so that is my breakdown, guys. Let's see. Do we have any more news? And then we can get some questions. Still nothing yet. Yay. All right, so recap real quick. The stars you can go to with confidence. New York. New York's a team I feel like you can feel the best about. They have someone to play for. They're going to play huge minutes. New York's a team I feel really good about. The Lakers, I think Anthony Davis is in play. I think he gets close to full run, and it's a great matchup. So AD looks pretty good. I think Cat also probably gets full run. And then I think Kobe White probably gets full run on the Chicago side. Everyone else, it's like, right? We don't know what's going to happen. So, all right, questions. Let's see. Cat 27%, Fournier 20%. Okay. It's just so tough. It's so tough. I don't know what to do with Fournier and Tatum. I don't. Cat optimal play today, in my opinion, in all seriousness. No, I think Cat is definitely a guy we can look to. How do you figure out ownership beforehand? Always been curious. There's websites that have ownership. AMC doesn't matter. LeBron James or Cat? I think it's Cat for me. Because LeBron, I'm not sure, gets full run. Sabonis and LeVert gone through their pregame warm-ups, which suggests they will play. Okay. So, with that being said, right, the Pacers still have someone to play for. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they can still move up, right? Let me bring this up. Hold on. So the Pacers, yeah, they can still catch the Hornets. Okay. So, this actually is pretty big news. Sabonis and LeVert both going through warm-ups, both expected to play. I actually like both here, even though it's a bad matchup. And it's because they can still move up to the 8 seed. And, again, they're going to play massive minutes. This is where the usage is. So, I actually do like now Sabonis and LeVert. Prefer Sabonis to LeVert, even though the matchup. I am pretty high on the main guys for the Indiana Pacers because I think they get full run unless we hear otherwise if they play. So, Sabonis and LeVert are now two guys I like a good amount. D-Rose going to ball. Yeah, D-Rose certainly in play. Top 5 FanDuel ownership, McConnell, Durant, White, D'Lo, Booker. Just AD and Brown and the Lakers, right? Yeah, I think of just those two, and I think I'd feel more comfortable with AD. Small forward is weak. It's very weak. Cornette and Spurs center are both Spurs centers. If Cornette starts, it'll probably be Cornette and then a Spurs center. But you never know with Brad Stevens. You don't know. Murray and Gay both out. Yeah. Utility 4.5 and below for cash. Okay, so it's probably going to be a Spur. Yeah, you got Lonnie Walker at 4.5. I think you go Lonnie Walker. I think he gets about 30 minutes. Same thing with Keldon Johnson. I think both those guys are pretty solid value plays, even though it's a bad matchup. 9-man rotation, and they're going to lead the offense. Thoughts on LaMelo? He's in play because they actually have someone to play for, even though it's a bad matchup. So he's in play for tournaments. You playing the slate, DK? I'm playing every slate, yeah. I'm ready to be tilted, though. LeBron has to play full minutes for rhythm. He's not in a hard limit. I don't know. It's a tricky one with LeBron. I feel more comfortable with AD. LaMelo, Pritchard, Keldon, or Cat, Waters, and Devin Vassell. Probably the first one. Any interest in Derrick Rose? Yes. The issue is Burks is back, so he probably loses some minutes, but he's still playable. Keldon or Lonnie or both. I don't really have a super strong take there. You can play both. You can definitely play both. You think Giannis gets full run? Yes, unless we hear otherwise for the late slate. Way too much variance today. I'll take the day off. Yeah, I get it. There's a lot up in the air, right? There's lots. So bonus or Cat? I think Cat's in the better matchup, but yeah, that's a tough. There's a lot of value at center, so taking opportunity cost in consideration, maybe a slight edge, just a bonus. Someone talked me off Cornet. I like him, Ancor. I like him. If he starts, I think Cornet's a good value. Harden, Vooch, or Cat. I'm also going with Randall. Yeah, so I think the safest is Cat, right? Because Harden's still on a minutes limit. Vooch, we're not convinced gets full run. With Rose now in, how many minutes you project for Burks? Yeah, it's a tough one, right? I think both minutes go down. I think maybe we get, instead of like 30 for D Rose, maybe about 25. And Burks, maybe we get 20 to 25, I think. Is Claxton okay as last percent? As Contrarian, yeah. He'll go overlooked. That's the one Nets get value I would look to. If Lakers and Nuggets win out, then they avoid playing game and Nuggets in first round. Okay, Justin Holiday viable. Yes, I think I prefer other value plays. I think I prefer the Spurs. But he's in play. He'll play big minutes. 30 minutes of Harden could be enough. It could. I think I would rather, though, get to Kyrie or Kevin Durant for cheaper. Hornets, Pacers, Wizards fight for the 8th spot. Yeah, so the Pacers have something to play for here, right? So TJ out of play for cash. TJ McConnell. Yes, if Levert's in and McConnell doesn't start, I'm not going to McConnell. Or if Levert starts and McConnell's off the bench, I have no interest in McConnell. Reed or Eubanks for the price. Yeah. Who we on for mid-range or value at small forward? It's really gross, right? So, like, Evan Fournier is a guy that if he plays and starts and he gets full run, I like. Maybe the safest option right now is RJ Barrett. I don't like playing RJ Barrett. Small forward is absolutely gross, though, and it's like, it's really weak. You can get to KD at the top. I think Barrett is probably the safest play. Other than that, like, right, Justin Holiday will play the big minutes. He's fine. Same with Bullock, right? They'll play big minutes. It's small forward is gross. You can take the shot on Burks, but he riskier with D Rose in. Burks, Lonnie, or Keldon. I think I go with the Spurs. I think one of Lonnie or Keldon. I don't really have a strong take on who I prefer, but I think both those guys play about 30 minutes. Okay, thanks. I'm thinking about playing up for him and Randall. Yeah, I think Randall's the way to go. Patty Mills or Trey Jones. I'm a little bit uneasy about both. Like, Patty Mills is a veteran. He could play limited run. Let's just say this. If I knew both are going to get similar minutes, it would be Patty Mills. Eubanks or Jang. I like both. I think Eubanks will be way more popular, so take that in consideration, but I think both split the minutes. Sarge or Cornette, assuming Ayton's out. We'll see. We got to see what the Boston Celtics do with the starting lineup. Clippers tanked so hard yesterday, they did. Russell versus Edwards, thoughts? It's basically a coin flip. Both guys have upside, both are very up and down. Any chance you play Patty Mills or Devin Vassell to just get 3 studs? You can. My worry with Mills is he's a veteran, so like, does he play full minutes? Sorry guys, I always get, you guys know I have bad allergies, but I always have, like, I swear, the itchiest nose whenever I go on to live stream. Vassell is a younger guy, so like maybe you're more confident with the minutes there. I don't know. It's a tricky one there. Any love for Bullock? He'll play big minutes. Kobe, Lonnie, Naismith, Randall, Cat, Keldon, Cornette, Terry, GPP. Okay, no issue. You might go into Randall, then some mid-range guys like Barrett, Rose, Kobe, Fournier. Not opposed to it. Yeah. Pop not coaching for the Spurs today? Really? Well, hey, we can't get popped. That's a positive, right? You're looking for positives going into today. You can't get popped. Bruce Brown, nah. I don't trust the Nets value with all 3 stars playing besides Claxton. Campaign, he's been good off the bench. He's at 3.9K. He's viable. I think I prefer other value, but again, you can't deny he's been playing really well. He has. All right, guys, a few more minutes left. Rose or White? Cornette, Jang, or Eubanks, pick 2. Yeah, so I think what you do probably if Cornette starts is Cornette plus one of those guys, and it depends on ownership. 3K for small forward. Let's see, 3K. Is there even anyone down here? I don't know if there is. There's no one I feel good about, at least. Yeah, I don't really see anyone. I mean, Keita Bates Diop will play. most likely. Grant Williams and Romeo Langford will play, but LaMelo interest, yeah, he's fine. He'll play big man. He's the guy that they actually have something to play for. Cat, Sabonis, Randall, Johnson, Pritchard, Kobe, Barrett, Walker. Okay. Yeah, Eubanks or Cornette. Again, I think both look really good. Burks or Pat Williams. Tough one. We'll see what the Bulls do the starting lineup. I don't know if it's super strong taking that. I'm worried about Jang. Why are you worried about Jang? I think they're going to split the minutes with him and Eubanks. White or McConnell? Definitely White. With LeVert and Sabonis most likely playing, it's White. LeBron kills the Pacers, LOL. Yeah, I'm okay if you want to take a shot on LeBron. I think I prefer AD, though. Cornette foul, trouble, risk. Yeah, that's true. But he's like min price. Naismith or Burks? Definitely Burks. Unless like everyone is out for the Celtics. Cornette, Jang, or Claxton, pick 2. Yeah, I mean, I think... I don't have a super... It depends how you want to play it, right? I think Cornette, if he starts, is probably the safest. But I like Jang off the bench. And I like Claxton off the bench. I think both those guys have upside. Someone in the chat gives you allergies. I think that's how it goes, man. I swear. Because, like, they're never that bad until I get on to stream. And then it's just, like, awful. Or maybe just in my head. And then, like, it just becomes bad. I don't know. Best shooting guard value? We got the Spurs with Vassell and Mills, 9-man rotation. They're in play. Naismith, especially if all those guys are out for Boston. Lonnie Walker, I think, is a really solid play. I feel pretty good about him. White, Lonnie, Pat Williams, Randall, Jang, LeVert, Sabonis, Cornette. Okay. Fournier and White or Pritchard and LeVert. It's tough because if both if Tatum and Fournier are out too, then it's the second one, obviously, but we don't know that yet. So, right, it's a little bit tricky there. LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, Naismith, Randall, Eubanks, Pritchard, Sabonis, and Cornette. Okay, yeah, I think it's a little bit contrarian, but I like the upside on it. LaMelo, Hero's not on the slate. What's up, DK? Do you think it's a battle of Rookie of the Year, Ball versus Edwards? Those guys are both in play because I think they both get normal minutes. Maybe I prefer LaMelo Ball there. Utility 5.6K or under. All right, we got about a minute left. 5.6K or under for utility. So depends how you want to play it, right? Thad Young, if you're confident he starts and plays normal minutes, I actually like him here. I actually kind of like Thad Young. But it's kind of gross below that, right? Like Brissett, if Sabonis and LeVert both play, I don't want to go there. I mean, Rubio's fine. I think he plays 25 to 30 minutes, so it's probably Rubio or Thad. Rose okay for cash? Digital allergies, yeah, pretty much. Changing core, yeah, we're probably gonna be changing. The Saban Lee guy in the chat. Wanamaker viable last man in? I don't think I can do that. I think there's better value. Yeah, I think there's better value. Thoughts on PJ Williams? You mean Patrick Williams? I think Patrick Williams is fine. Yeah, with Levine out, we'll see the Bulls are the starters. We still have no more news yet, but yeah, monitor that, guys. Takedown and coming today, I can feel it. Yeah, let's get it. Yeah, if Thad plays normal minutes, he's one. Yeah, I agree. I think Thad Young's a really solid play. Is the Celtic needed tonight? Yes. If Tatum and Fournier are out, especially, yes. Good luck to all. Good luck, guys. All right, I will see you back here tomorrow to close out the regular season. We got a 15-game slate. Maybe I'll do an early and late slate there. I know I think there's going to be 2 slates. How highly owned is AD going to be? I'm not sure. I think he'll be decently owned. Irving, Edwards, Bullock. Okay. Sabonis ruled out after lock. Hope not, because I'll be leaning towards getting him in. All right, guys, good luck. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll be back here again tomorrow to close out the regular season, so I will see you guys all then.